What if coming up with a brilliant idea was really only the first step? Today, we're going to dive into a pretty amazing framework called the G2 and J2 systems. Think of it as a structured blueprint, not just for creating huge innovations, but for making sure the world actually gets why they matter. So let's kick things off with a massive challenge. Picture this. Your team has just developed 13 totally distinct, game-changing technical assets. Now what? How in the world do you keep them from just getting lost in all the noise? How do you talk about the core value of each one without completely overwhelming people? Well, this is the exact problem the G2 and J2 system was built to solve. The key here, and this is really the secret sauce, is to stop thinking of these as a random pile of ideas. Instead, you've got to see the G2 and J2 systems as a meticulously curated portfolio. Each innovation is its own asset, chosen and designed for a very, very specific purpose. And just look at the sheer breadth of this thing. We're not talking about some tiny niche industry here. This system connects everything, from a G2 voter auditable election system, which is all about building trust in democracy, all the way to a G2 containerized data center unit, and even a G2 autonomous driving platform. It's truly a blueprint for improving huge systems all across society. 13. That's the number to keep in your head. 13 distinct, patent-eligible innovations. I mean, any one of these is a massive project by itself. So the real challenge isn't just creating them, it's weaving them all together into one single coherent story. And that's exactly where this framework comes into play. So what's the end game here? Why go to all the trouble of gathering these powerful assets in one place? Well, it turns out there's a super clear, unifying mission that drives this entire ecosystem. And that mission, it's all centered on this core concept: key betterment points. This is the North Star for the whole operation. Every single one of those innovations is absolutely laser-focused on creating systemic, measurable improvements. It's all about making core systems more efficient, faster, and just fundamentally better. And honestly, you really can't say it any clearer than this. This is pulled directly from the system's own content policy. After all the technical jargon and complexity, the ultimate mission is simply to make these core systems better. In a world full of confusing mission statements, that kind of clarity is, wow, it's really powerful. Okay, so how does this thing actually work day to day? How do you turn a portfolio of huge ideas into a constant stream of clear, compelling content? Well, at its heart, there's a process that runs like a well-oiled machine. It all kicks off with the daily innovation brief. That's the trigger, and it starts this chain reaction. The system syncs up with all the latest policies, it generates 3 brand new innovations that tie directly back to those key betterment points, and then it moves straight into creation mode. It's a structured, repeatable workflow that replaces random acts of marketing with disciplined daily execution. And the output is just relentless. I mean, every single day, this process pumps out 3 cinematic videos, 3 audio podcasts, and 3 infographics. This isn't just about shouting into the void, right? It's a strategic commitment to communicating value clearly and consistently across every single format people actually use. So when you step back and you look at the whole picture, you start to realize this is so much more than a content strategy. It's actually a blueprint for communication, and it reveals a pretty fundamental truth about how modern innovation works. And here it is. This is the core problem this whole system solves. In today's world, it is simply not enough to invent something brilliant in a lab somewhere. If its value stays hidden, locked away behind jargon or complexity, then for all practical purposes, that value might as well not exist. And that's why true, impactful innovation requires something more. It needs a system designed specifically to explain its value clearly, consistently, and in a way that actually connects with people. This slide just lays it out perfectly. On the one hand, you have the traditional model, where brilliant ideas are just kind of floating in isolation, their value is murky, and communication is, let's be honest, totally random. The G2/J2 system does the exact opposite. It builds a connected portfolio where the value is explicitly highlighted and communication is a systematic daily discipline. It's the difference between hoping for impact and literally engineering it. Which, of course, leaves us with a pretty critical question for the future. As our world and our technology get more and more complex, is this kind of structured storytelling just a nice to have? Or is it an absolutely essential part of innovation itself? maybe the greatest invention isn't the tech, but the system we build to explain it.